Hello everybody, it's Megalithic here, otherwise known as Puglo Escobar, and I'm over here with Mr. Raccoon, who's going rather psychotic as usual, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to take a look at one of the latest vehicles released by Rockstar. So let's get going then, shall we? Heading on into the Maze Bank offices, don't you know? Okay, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen, jolly good. Now, before we begin, I must warn you, don't speak to my secretary. She's recently abandoned modern 21st century personal grooming techniques, don't you know? Anyway, be that as it may, we're here to look at a Growler today, ladies and gentlemen. So, why don't we take a walk on over to the car? So, yes, it is the Growler, ladies and gentlemen, that we're here to look at. Okay, and it is the Pfister Growler. It's the latest Pfister that's been released. They released the S2 Comet just recently. Rather underwhelming, so let's have a look what they've got for us today. Okay, so the Pfister Growler can be found under the legendary Motorsport website, and there we go. Okay, as all these modern latest releases, there are two prices: a trade price, a buy it now price, 1.2 or 1.6 million dollars. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so trade or buy it now, 1.2, 1.6 respectively speaking, and we're going to send it on up to the Hillcrest residence as we always do, ladies and gentlemen. And as we go out now, we're just going to get head on down to the vehicle, and oh dear, oh good God, look at this. Oh dear, it looks as though Mr. Raccoon's got himself rather sozzled, doesn't it? Yes, absolutely steaming, isn't he? My good God, look at this state of him. Rather worrying, really, because he's driving, but let's go anyway. Okay, do your best, Mr. Raccoon. Oh, I should point out as well, I've got the low-grip tyres on, so, like I say, good luck to you, sir. Okay, mind out, there's pedestrians, don't you know? Oh, sodding hell, right, okay, he doesn't care at all, does he, right? Okay, well, never mind, ladies and gentlemen, he is a raccoon, after all. One should expect that sort of behaviour. Like I say, he is absolutely drunk out of his mind, and these are low-grip tyres, ladies and gentlemen, so he can only really do his best, you know. He's not doing too badly. Is he getting around there? Okay, and then maybe not. Okay, well, never mind, he's managed to get the police out, and right, there was absolutely no need to get that one, Mr. Raccoon. I fear that was rather deliberate, you know. Okay, and he has attracted the attentions of the police, ladies and gentlemen. Rather upsetting, and so never mind. Okay, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are inside the garage here, and this is the Pfister Growler, the latest Pfister to be released, don't you know? And what do we think of it? Well, you know what, I'm rather taken by it, ladies and gentlemen. I quite like it. It looks like a sort of one of the more modern sort of TTs, doesn't it? You know, I do quite like it, ladies and gentlemen. The TTs sort of look like the Porsches anyway, don't they? Well, it's sort of circular argument, I suppose. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I quite like this vehicle, you know. I do quite like it. In terms of aesthetic model, the stylings, I should say. So let's take it on out and see how she handles. Now, as that happens, ladies and gentlemen, whoops, daisies, watch where you're going, my darling. Right, Mr. Raccoon's claiming he had absolutely nothing to do with that car accident. He's tittering away to himself, and I don't know whether to believe him or not on this occasion. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, he's gone and purchased himself a white Pfister Comet, no, not Pfister Comet, Pfister Growler as well. Both of these vehicles, ladies and gentlemen, are unupgraded, you know, and so we're going to take them on down to the Maze Bank offices, don't you know, and go and have them upgraded. So what do we think, ladies and gentlemen? This is far more like it, ladies and gentlemen. This is much more like what we'd expect from a Pfister, don't you know. Acceleration, good handling, was absolutely fantastic down there. We were rather disappointed with the Comet S2 that was released just recently, ladies and gentlemen, but this is far more like what we'd expect from a Pfister, don't you know. Top end speed, not too bad as well, ladies and gentlemen. Where's Mr. Raccoon? And there he comes flying past. Okay, so we'll have a look at the acceleration one more time, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, yes, not too bad. We'll have a chair. Look at the stability, and whoops, it is okay, not too clever, right, rather dodgy there. So stability, absolutely shocking, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of traction and whatnot. Just sorting out, right, okay. Hit a car, didn't I? Oh well, give us another chance to have a look at that acceleration, ladies and gentlemen. This is the unupgraded version straight out of the box, so to speak, so it does take a little while to get going, but it is really rather flying. Okay, so acceleration was not too bad. Top end speed, ladies and gentlemen, it feels like it's absolutely zooming along there. Stability, ladies and gentlemen, rather shocking. The handling, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely fantastic. It's got very tight handling, but the back end does want to come away on you, don't you know? Okay, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. What can we say? Well, like I said, this really is more like a Pfister, ladies and gentlemen. We're disappointed with the S2, but this really sort of does get the blood pumping, you know. This is really more like what we're after. This is the stuff, you know. Okay, well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Brought it back around to Maze Bank offices, don't you know. We're going to take it all inside and have the vehicle upgraded. I said, Mr. Raccoon, we'd like to come on inside, you know. He said, you know, why not, you know, why not? He just like to have a look at the modifications of the vehicles. Okay, so we're going to take it all inside, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have the vehicle upgrade them, and then we're going to bring it out back out onto the street and see how its performance has been upgraded. Okay, and so there we go, taking on inside. Okay, now it should also be pointed out, ladies and gentlemen, that this section of the video has been sped up to double speed, just in order to sort of facilitate, sort of greater speed, really. It is rather, can be rather a long time, unfortunately, sat in these custom auto shops, so we do speed it up. But the whole point of this section of the video, ladies and gentlemen, is just to give you an idea, an indication of the different modifications that can be affected to your vehicle, both in terms of aesthetic modification as well as performance, and it just has to be said, ladies and gentlemen, for any of those people who haven't skipped past the whoops, this is right, okay, the raccoon's got out, he's got bored already, has he? Okay, sodding hell, right, okay. Now have a look at the splitters and whatnot, the different diffusers and bumpers and whatnot. Okay, and the raccoon's having a wander around, he's admiring the latest vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, and well, he might, it is rather nice. But like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, what we have been able to discern on this channel, Mr. Raccoon and myself are both of a similar opinion, that this, right, okay, sodding hell, the bloody raccoon's got out again, right, okay, he really is sort of anxious this year. I suppose there's no one around for him to kill. I've told him not to kill my mechanic there. I don't know I need Mr. Raccoon, and I suppose he's rather, antsy, wanting to get back out into the street and cause absolute mayhem. Okay, so what was I saying? That's it. So yes, Mr. Raccoon and myself are both of a similar opinion, ladies and gentlemen, that this is one of those vehicles that actually really is, its performance is dramatically altered by the upgrades, Very often you'll stick upgrades onto a particular vehicle and you find out it doesn't really make a significant difference. Of course, there are always differences, top speed and whatnot, but generally not a significant difference. What Mr. Raccoon and myself have found is both in terms of performance, simply the handling and handling really, ladies and gentlemen. The modifications do seem to have a significant effect, I mean, the back end, I said the back end was quite wayward there as we're coming around the corner, but the truth of it is, ladies and gentlemen, that the Pfister Growler, unupgraded, although still unstable, ladies and gentlemen. Out goes the Raccoon once again, while still unstable, ladies and gentlemen. The back end is not too wayward. It's only when one goes and performs the different upgrades, ladies and gentlemen, God knows which one it is in particular, but yes, their back end then suddenly really does want to come away on you. The moment one sort of loses any grip with the ground, that's it, it's all over, basically. It's a sort of good night Vienna. Okay, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we are sort of trawling through all these options, and there are an awful lot of them, but we are coming towards the colour now, which is a good indication we're coming towards the end. The secondary colours seem to primarily affect the wing mirrors there, ladies and gentlemen, and of course any other body panels that you put on in the secondary colour. Okay, well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. What can we say? Like I say about the Pfister Comet, unupgraded, straight out of the box, acceleration good, handling good, ladies and gentlemen, top end speed good, stability. That's where it all goes wrong with this particular vehicle, but still it was very, very enjoyable to drive, and that is the unupgraded version straight out of the box, as I say. Okay, it does take me rather a long time, I say, to get through all these different options. That's because there are rather a lot of them, and also to a large degree I am fairly indecisive when it comes to deciding what styles to apply to this particular vehicle. Okay, well, I think we're done, ladies and gentlemen, finally, don't you know, and we're going to be able to take it out of the custom auto shop onto the street now. On this occasion, Mr. Raccoon has to go and upgrade his vehicle, so we'll be performing this standard lap on our own. Okay, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Pfister Comet, or the Pfister Growler, I should say, the upgraded version, ladies and gentlemen. I'm driving it now, and I should also point out, ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty much the first time we're driving the car, so I'm not particularly au fait with it. Okay, so acceleration, you can see going up there, very, very good indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Handling around the top end, very good as well, got there, no problem. The only problem with this car is, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you lose traction, you come sliding off, so it is rather unstable, but you can see top end speed, very good there, ladies and gentlemen. Handling coming around this top right-hand corner, braking sufficiently, and yes, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so acceleration once more, you can see we really are flying now. We hit a car and sorting out, right, okay, absolutely typical, right, okay, never mind. Right, so once more, ladies again, the acceleration. As you can see, we with the modifications, we really are getting up to speed quite quickly now. Top end speed does seem appreciable. We're going to have a look at that handling around the bottom, the tight left-hand corner, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen, no problem whatsoever. The brakes working perfectly well. Whoops, this is once again another indication, ladies and gentlemen, of just how slippery this little rascal can be. Okay, and there we go, braking sufficiently to get around there and not get that car. Okay, so there we are, ladies and gentlemen. The question is, how fast is it? We're going to take it on to the top speed test track and find that out. Okay, so this is the Pfister Growler, ladies and gentlemen. We have brought it up to the top speed test track. This is our track that we have specifically created, ladies and gentlemen, in order to test top speed. You know, it is the longest straight, or there is no straight as long as this on the GTA map, it should be pointed out. We're going to have a look at what it can do now. 53, 54 is what we consider to be a competitive time, ladies and gentlemen. Few vehicles reach it. And how about that? The Pfister Growler is one of them, so 54 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing that's also worth pointing out, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you can bring these latest vehicles down to the LS Street Meet, which has been shown on the map there currently. And if you go on, take it on inside and go and have them modified, ladies and gentlemen, at the LS Street Meet, and it is the only place where you can do it. Go to the tire enhancements, you can put the low grip tires on it, and that gives it phenomenal top speed. Just an indication of how phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen, this is a standard Pfister Growler with normal tires, and this the vehicle I'm driving has got the low grip tires on it. You can see the difference in acceleration there. The standard Growler gets away a lot faster, but our top end speed, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely in a different plane. You know, it really is fantastic. Okay, so therefore you think, well, okay, absolutely brilliant. You know, what can it do? Now the Pfister Comet S2, I believe we found with the low grip tires and load and whatnot, could take down the Krieger, ladies and gentlemen, the benefactor Krieger. Managed to make it to the end of the runway before the Krieger did, you know. And it turns out, ladies and gentlemen, that for some reason the Pfister Growler is not blessed with the same capacity, don't you know? Okay, and so you think, well, top end speed, surely it's got to make it one of the better cars in the game. The simple truth is, ladies and gentlemen, no, these are low grip tires, and so whilst there are two major drawbacks, it does give you an incredible top end speed, but the acceleration is very low. And of course, as you may well guess from the name low grip tires, ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's solid well impossible to take a corner, so yes, they're not going to win you any races, I'm afraid. Okay, well, we are up here at Sandy Shores, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, and we are now going to have a look at what the Pfister Growler can do. Again, rather fine looking car, I'd say. So, yes, the first vehicle we're bringing out, ladies and gentlemen, is the Pfister Comet. This is $100,000, can be pulled off the street anywhere. We're bringing this out, and we're going to put the Pfister Growler, ladies and gentlemen, against all of its other ilk, against all of the other Pfisters, ladies and gentlemen. Now we found that the S2 was incapable, and listen to this very carefully, the Pfister Comet S2 is incapable of taking down a standard Comet you can pull off the street. Not the case with the Growler, ladies and gentlemen, not the case with the Growler. Yes, the Growler absolutely demolishes the standard Pfister Comet, as well one would expect. Okay, so there we go. At least we've got a good start this time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see how it pans out from here. Okay, so the next vehicle we're bringing out is going to be the Pfister Comet S2, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, it was an absolute embarrassment to watch the Pfister Comet go up against the Pfister Comet S2, don't you know? And rather confusingly, ladies and gentlemen, we expect to pull away from it, but it is sort of sat side by side, the Growler there. We did do this test a number of times, and we got rather strange results, ladies and gentlemen, all over the shop, but generally put that down to the poor quality of my driving, ladies and gentlemen. The simple truth of the matter is that, yes, the Pfister Growler, ladies and gentlemen, is going to take down the Carrera-style S2, and perhaps that should come as no surprise. Okay, so the next vehicle we're going to bring on out, ladies and gentlemen, is now the Pfister Comet SR. As I say, we are bringing out all of the Comets, and it was pretty much a foregone conclusion the SR was going to beat it. It's a very, very fine car, ladies and gentlemen, based on the Porsche 911 RS, obviously, you know, and yes, and so we pretty much thought it was going to destroy it, but as we were going up the top straight there, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, 2 hours surprise, and I know that to yours as well. Yes, the Growler has got in front, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops, at daisies, and there we go. The Comet came round at the corner because of that fantastic handling, but no, there does seem to be a significant amount of power beneath that hood, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the Growler does pull away, and how about that, ladies and gentlemen? So the Pfister Growler is actually suddenly leapt to the top of the Pfister pile, you know, because as we claim on the channel, ladies and gentlemen, the SR can take down the 811, so it's a foregone conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, that the Growler is going to take down the 811 despite that fantastic acceleration at the start, and it turns out that it's not the case, ladies and gentlemen. No, the 811 actually does doesn't beat it, you know, so we can't quite figure that one out. Probably once again, my shocking driving, what can we say? But yes, the 11 gets around with a rather wide corner, and there's no question, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to take it down to the line, so we may have to go back and have a look at the Comet versus 811. Well, either way, ladies and gentlemen, it does appear that the Pfister 811 does take down the Pfister Growler there. Okay, so I'm going to bring it on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wrap it up and see what a serious supercar can do. This is the what we like to refer to as on this channel as a Big Daddy Z. It is, of course, the Pegassi Zentorno. What we uphold on the channel to be one of the finest cars on the line on GTA Online, from one of the finest cars for the money, retailing at $725,000. Don't you know, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely worth every penny. I should perhaps point out all of the other vehicles are being driven by Mr. Raccoon. His name is the Bromby. He has a channel of his own. It is called the Bromby. If you type that into YouTube, you should really go find him and do that. He's got some rather good videos on there. Okay, nearly lost it at the end there, but it's not going to change the result, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the Zentorno wins. That brings us to the final question, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the final question is the Garotti Itali RSX, and there we go. And of course, the answer is going to be no. It doesn't stand a sodding chance the RSX is going to smash into the ground. If the Growler can't beat the Zentorno, it's not going to beat the RSX, and so it is very much a foregone conclusion, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's what forces me to bring my roundup up a little bit early, ladies and gentlemen. But what can we say about the Pfister Growler? It's fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Both Mr. Raccoon and myself are rather taken with the vehicle. I am more rather pushed on it than he, you know, but I do find it to be an absolute pleasure to drive. It really is, in my opinion, a sort of top-end Pfister, and I have a great deal of enjoyment driving it, you know. Handling good, top-end speed good, it's all good all round, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Raccoon wouldn't argue with me, but of course he would kill me because he's absolutely psychotic. Okay, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the ground. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you very much for watching.